Hey, what's up guys? So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to push and how to kill a player that camps with the right hand peek. So the right hand peek, if you guys aren't aware, is because of the camera angle. When you can see to your right, you've got an advantage because you can see more. So if I were to sit here, I can see much more and I'm not exposed and I can just go out and shoot a player really quickly. Left hand peek on the other side, I'm sitting in the exact same spot and I can't really see as much unless I move my gun all the way to the right side of my screen. Then I have to come out and then turn to kill him, which is much more difficult than the right hand peek. So the right hand peek is really strong in this game, and I'm going to show you how to combat, I guess, a right hand peek camper. So let's say the player is, let's just say no windows and none of this, like that doesn't have anything to do with it. Let's say the player you're trying to kill is right where I am now, and he is just sitting here. He is just waiting for you to peek. He's just waiting for you to push him. He can pump you in the head and potentially just one shot kill you. The first way to combat this is if he's in that situation and you can shoot out his wall without being exposed. Like if I'm here, don't shoot out his wall, you're gonna get shot. That's dumb. But if you're here, you're not exposed and you can shoot out his wall. Now he's got no cover. He has nowhere to go. You can shoot, you can continue to do whatever. Now, most players will not do this. They're not really ready for it. But some of the really good players, they'll build a wall. So like so, they'll build a ramp. I have absolutely no idea why my ramp is reversed. They'll build a ramp and they'll try to break out. Now to combat this, one of the best, easiest, and most efficient ways is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to... he might be constantly rebuilding this, which is fine. You're wasting his wood. But that means he's not breaking out of the top. So you can sit here. He might keep replacing it. You just got to keep spraying. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try your best to get your own wall placed there. The second you get your own wall placed there, it's GG if you have a trap. If you have a trap, you just sit here, place the trap right on the side. I don't have a trap with me right now. Just place the trap right on this side or on the ground, whatever. And edit back so he doesn't kill you. Wait for him to die. GG's. That's how you pretty much kill this dude that's camping right hand peek if he's a really good player. If he's not a really good player, he's not even going to do that, and it's going to be an easy kill. Now, let's say you're in this position. You've got this right hand peek. You can't shoot out the enemies. And the enemy is sitting right here. Say the enemy's sitting right here trying to kill this guy. You can't shoot out can't shoot out his walls right there. It's not realistic. The way you're going to want to push this player is you're going to want to use ramps. Now there's two, I guess, ramp pushes to push a player that's using the right hand peek, and the first one is going to be probably the easier one, but it's just as effective, but it also has a slight disadvantage. I'll go over that in a second. You're going to pull out your building, you're going to run, and you're going to place that as fast as you can. I mean, I was just walking through that, but like you can usually do it pretty fast. Edit through that. Now you're here. Enemy's still there. Just edit the inside. Edit the line that's closest to the enemy. So you're going to drop on the outside. Now you're staring right at him. He might not have any idea where you are. Usually he doesn't have a clue where you are. He's like, what the hell? Like, what is this dude doing? You just sit here. He's kind of like bouncing around. He's kind of looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. You wait for him to be exposed just enough for you to drop down and shoot him for the head and do whatever you need to do. That'll give you the first shot advantage. That'll give you hopefully a headshot advantage. He'll be surprised because like if he's right here, you can see him easily. Like you can see him right through that. He'll get destroyed. So that's the first way. Now the second way is a little bit more difficult, but it's got a slight advantage. You're gonna want to run out, place that ramp, and then make sure you go back to your gun. When you're practicing this, you're going to want to make sure you practice placing the ramp and then coming back to your gun and then starting the edit. You're going to want to do that as fast as you can, as far away from the ramp as possible so that you have the most time to edit. Now you're going to want to edit the ramp backwards. You're going to want to edit the ramp backwards. You're going to want to run up the ramp. So the ramp is still facing up. I haven't confirmed the edit. You're going to want to run up right here, wait till you can see him, and there's a sweet spot where you usually have to run up. You have to run up like at least here so that it pushes you to the top of the ramp, or it'll push you to the bottom. You just look stupid. You want to be in the sweet spot where you're not so far over here that when you end the edit, you're really low to the ground. But then at the same time, you want to make sure that, oh my goodness. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're high enough so that when you end the edit, you don't get pushed down. So that's kind of a sweet spot you have to practice. I found it's about like right here. But also you want to make sure you've got that sight on the player. You want to make sure you can see the player. If you can't see the player from over here, like even when you're all the way on the outside, if you can't see him, go up a little bit. It's worth it. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to let go. You've got your kill. Now the advantage to this is you've got a little bit of high ground. You've got that easier headshot, and he has that more difficult headshot. He's used to sitting here. He's not used to going, oh, there's going to be a player right there. Whoa. Like no. There's no way. So those are 3 different strategies to combat players that have the right hand peek. I hope this helps you guys out. I think I have a few clips saved where I just demolish some kids using these strategies, and I'm gonna put those in. I'm gonna just play them.